you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Ranch. I like that song, you take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch. I'm never wearing boots when we're doing live streams, right? See?
I have some Crocs
no boots. I remember doing a live stream with the hunters, I don't know how many years ago it was, 3 or 4 years ago, when we did them downstairs. And that was the first thing they told me when we got done with the live stream, because they sat like kind of like a little audience. Remember they sat in our kitchen?
Didn't they sit in the shop?
No, this was long before that, before we went down to the shop. But yeah, they were in the kitchen watching, and one of the first things they said was, "You don't wear your boots during your live stream." I thought that was kind of weird, but I guess you're supposed to die with your boots on. So I guess if you die on TV, then you should wear your boots when you do it. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. You're tired.
I woke up at 3:30 this morning for no apparent reason and could not go back to sleep.
Oh man. You could have taken a nap. I tried to work that into your schedule, but you build your schedule to back to back, and
we made salsa and
Right.
tomatoes that we have to deal with. So I think I made 70 some pints of salsa. So I mean that I started at like 9:30 this morning.
70 pints.
Yeah.
70 of those jars.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god! And you made some before that, right?
Yeah. This is the second time I've done salsa. So I had done all the tomatoes, like I had blanched them like a couple weeks ago, and so I needed to get them done. So
Gotcha. Matt knows you very well. Crocs and socks?
nope, no socks.
Oh, no socks. Oh, dang. Your feet might get
I
cold.
have been wearing socks, so.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us today. We really do appreciate it. It's been a crazy couple of weeks here on the ranch. Lots of new folks here. So we're going to just really quickly call everybody's name. And if you're here, you can just say here. No, I'm just kidding. But if there are new people here, feel free to pipe up just a little bit. Even if you're a lurker, just throw your name. Just say hi, because everybody loves to welcome new folks. We've had over, 2,000 or 3,000 new subscribers in the last week.
Yeah.
And that's all thanks to...
Well, really since like Wednesday.
Since Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that's really thanks to the storm, obviously, which then brings a lot of people in because they're like, oh my gosh, snow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's so
and so that's brought a lot of subscribers in, and that video from Wednesday had, I'm just holding this bottle here like a drunk, had a lot of, had tons of views. And then our Sunday video came out, and this morning's video has had a ton
really
of
well.
views. So anything with snow, I guess I should just put snow into everything and make it all.
Wednesday's video has 163,000 views, which is a lot for us.
Right.
For it only being really less than a week old, and today's video has 50,000 views.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Lots of new folks here. Bruce, Angie Hill from down in Australia, I think, if I remember right. I remember seeing that somewhere back in there. Michelle from Indiana, and Bradley there from Bakersfield, California, I'm guessing. Unless there's another Bakersfield somewhere, which there probably is. Thank you for joining us, guys. Tonight,
yes, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. Basically, this is our live stream. If you've never been here before, we do this every other week, basically, the first Sunday and the third Sunday of every month. So sometimes we get two weeks off if there's 5 Sundays in a month. But
my can is dirty.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't wash it
Where
off.
was this at?
You don't want to know. It's cold. Just go with that. So basically, this is a very off-the-cuff kind of hangout and chit-chat. If you have questions, feel free to throw them up for you. Our moderators are here to help us out. They're not all big bad guys wielding their clubs or anything like that. They're actually there to help you guys get your questions to us. So Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, Bill the Tractor Guy, Zach Hewitt. I'm not sure if Zach is here, and of course William Dunn, our resident weatherman, will be happy to take your questions, get them pushed our way. Also, there is a chance to super chat if you would like to do that. You throw up a buck or whatever, and then it shows up big across our screen if you have any questions. So, with that in mind, if you have questions, feel free to throw them up. We're going to talk tonight about, I got to just pour this damn thing. What do you want to talk about tonight?
I mean, probably the blizzard.
Talk about the blizzard. More about the blizzard. Yeah, I should have put a picture for the thumbnail of the blizzard. I actually just put a picture of a dirty-ass tractor, because that's what the blizzard has turned into, is a big, giant mud pit.
Yeah, it's super muddy now, which, like, we knew it wasn't going to stick around very long, but it didn't. I mean, it's still here. We still have snow. It hasn't melted instantaneously.
Poof.
Let's see. How long do you keep your cows before they're ready to slaughter? About 1,200 pounds is what we're looking for.
Yeah,
so
it could depend. It depends on how long that takes. Can be a,
well, it's
a
somewhat,
difference.
we can manipulate it to some extent depending on when they go on grain, and so it kind of somewhat depends on processing schedule and when they're scheduled to go, and then about 90 days before they're going, we try and get them on grain. So 1,100 to 1,200 pounds is our target.
The age of a calf or a steer when it leaves the ranch, usually about a year and a half or so, 18 months, somewhere in there is probably pretty close to where they're at when they hit that 1,200 pound mark. So
yeah.
Melissa asked if we lost power during the blizzard. We did not.
No.
Did it even blink a couple times? I think it blinked a couple times. Or maybe that was before the blizzard. I can't remember.
No, that was a different storm.
Was it? Oh, that was that weird lightning storm thing we had.
Well, and we had a week before, didn't we have some precipitation? I don't know. We had some wind or something. But no, it didn't. But lots of people in the county did. There was 3,000 or 4,000 meters that were out for like a long period of time. But we did not. So we don't lose power a lot during blizzards.
We tend to lose power like in February when we have ice on everything.
Ice can mess us up. We don't have trees. So that's nice. It's very rarely from like down trees. Sometimes the wind, if we get like straight line winds, especially like during thunderstorms and stuff, like, tornadoes, but not tornadoes, like they'll blow over power poles. But
yeah, they find weak power poles. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get a lot of, depending on how the wind blows, like the lines will like whip sometimes, and they'll like jump rope kind of, and they'll hit each other.
Yeah, that's the wind.
Yeah.
Tommy Two Gun, growing up, I was never allowed to wear a hat indoors. Actually, I don't wear a hat indoors. I come from a military background, so we don't wear hats indoors. But if I don't wear my hat, people don't recognize me half the time. So,
yeah, it's just for the...
Plus, there's a huge amount of glare that happens. So the hat is actually for your safety, really, trust me.
It's for TV purposes.
TV purposes, yeah. Lots of questions about the calf with the broken leg. I can tell you...
Don't tell them.
No, I'm just going to tell them. So it was kind of a weird deal. Like I went out, I fed the cows, and obviously you saw in the video I was trying to feed the cows back towards that hay field so they would go and eat in there. On the way back, actually, to tell you the truth, I saw the calf on the way out there. I kind of avoided getting it on camera just because I was like, oh, it's either sick or just lazy. And honestly, I thought it was Cole because Cole's weird and he'll just lay there and be an idiot.
He's a bottle baby.
Yeah, he's a bottle calf. So when I came back, the calf was still laying there. I did fire up the camera again right there, the stuff you saw in the vlog, and then I stopped and I decided, you know what, this is better off to be a regular video. So I decided that it will probably more than likely be next Wednesday's video. We're going to dig into that calf and see how things worked out. I mean, it should be a really good video. If you get a chance to watch it, right when it comes out at 4 o'clock our time, Mountain Time on Wednesday. If you get it, the faster you guys watch it, the more YouTube likes it, and the more YouTube is going to help us out, just like what happened this week. So if you guys can help us out there, I would super appreciate it.
I saw a question about the bunny thing that's next to us. This is
what is that? Ventilator. What is that?
This is a jackalope. This is a Wyoming and South Dakota native.
Is it just Wyoming and South Dakota?
I think so.
Are we the only crazy ones that have these things running around?
I think so.
Yeah, they're
if you have a chance, Google it and
we actually did a video way back when about the jackalope. Not this one. This one was actually mounted by somebody else, but how to catch a jackalope, how to lure them in, that kind of stuff. Brianne Bowers, $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Is that like a high five sticker?
I don't know what that is. That's
I think it's
a little guy and a big guy and a lemon and
a bird.
Might be a bird. Might be a avocado. Not sure.
It's not an avocado.
Could be. It could be. It could be. Let's see. Feed the algorithm. Yeah, no doubt. JB Weld there.
JB says they're all over the U.S. I don't know about that. Jackalopes.
They may be spreading.
True.
It could be, like drought conditions in our area may be forcing them to move to different areas that they wouldn't be so acclimated to.
They were discovered in Douglas, Wyoming, which is about 100 miles south of us.
Yeah, exactly. Look them up. They're out there.
Yeah, the goats are not for eating. Goats are pets.
They seem too friendly to eat them.
They are.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be a horrible day? Be like, okay, we're gonna have some waffles tonight. Really? We're going to have waffles? Yeah, we're going to have waffle. We're just going to have waffle.
There are also mini varieties.
Okay, we're going to have a mini waffle.
Mini, I don't know, they're not varieties, mini breeds.
Varieties. Like we pluck them off a tree. I'm going to take one of them.
Yeah, so they are, Jack is a mini fainting, and the other 3 waffle, what are their names?
The goats?
Waffle Fancy and Cruella are dwarf Nigerians.
Dwarf Nigerian goats, yeah.
So they're just pets, purely for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
pets, and not breeding stock. They're not going to make babies.
No. In fact, I kind of had a feeling in the vlog I was holding Waffle. I had to cut. I think I cut around it. Yeah, he was showing off his lack of.
Well,
his shriveled up little guys.
I was holding Jack in a TikTok, and you can see like they were banded. I mean, it's been a while, but like if you've ever seen an animal be banded, it gets very crusty before it falls off. And I was like, oh, you can see it.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a good thing. BDS Greg, your podcast with Minnesota Illinois Farmer Crew was fantastic. Enjoyed it. How many people have actually listened to that podcast? Because I was a little. We were.
It was
very off the husk. Really, Erin had. Okay, so background. We visited Zach and Becky in Minnesota. There was another group there that was doing a podcast, and we decided to do the later podcast. So it was like 11 o'clock at night.
I think it was like after 10 before we even started.
Right. So and in the meantime, we were passing time by playing Parcheesi and checkers and
White Claws.
And drinking lots. So by the time we got to the podcast part of it, we were all pretty loose-lipped by that point. Yeah. I honestly haven't listened to it. I was there, so I don't have to. But I don't know how they edited it. So I don't know if there was like how much bad language there was, because we threw some. Well, I did. I threw a couple bombs. I remember that. But yeah, it was a fun, interesting time. So yeah, it was fun to do.
D. Hansen Ranch says, listened and darn near choked on my coffee. Well, that's great. Maybe we can, maybe Zach and Becky and everybody, Randy can visit us and we could do one here.
We could do one here, yeah. We could...
Tell Zach and crew to come to Wyoming.
Yeah, no doubt.
We can do a podcast. We used to do those.
We used to do podcasts. We had time for that kind of stuff. No doubt. Hopefully, it's if you haven't heard the podcast, go to Off the Husk, wherever you listen to podcasts. It's listed there. Let's make it Zach's most popular podcast
that'd be cool.
ever. That would be cool. That would give us some street cred, wouldn't it? Maybe just a little bit. It did bring a lot of people our way. We got a ton of orders for jerky. Yeah. When it came out, that week it came out, so people were buying jerky like crazy. And I did get a few emails here and there from people. Some people yelling at me, some people were on our side, some weren't. But it is what it is. And that's the funny thing about Zach is like the first time Zach came to the ranch here, we took him on the tour, and he was amazed that we make food for people. He makes corn and for ethanol and animal feed. So when we stopped at the farm store, and he said, all this stuff goes to people, and I said, yeah, we feed people, and he does too, obviously, and from before we get to it. Yeah. So it was kind of interesting, and then being able to talk to him on the podcast about where your food comes from and the problems that we face and the problems that
we're kind of an oddity almost in the agriculture world, that we are a farm and a ranch that is focused on feeding people directly. Yeah. Lots of people are doing it. It is becoming our sole focus. That everything that we produce here we want it to go direct to consumer. So I mean that's the direction we have been going for the last 10 years, and it's gonna just continue that way. So we don't want to be commodity farmers in any sense of the word. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what we want to do for agriculture.
I think it's for years and years and years, being commodity farmers and selling calves and that kind of stuff worked for people. Mm-hmm. And now I think we're in a situation economically or as a country or whatever you want to say, that people are being forced to change how they do things. And I really want to be up there in the forefront of doing that and trying new things and doing things that hopefully save the ranch in the long run. Yeah. I mean, that's really what it's all about. So, do you guys have full hookups at your RV host spots? They're not full hookups. They have power, We do have an RV dump, and then we have a water fill station. So
a central dump and water fill, and each spot has power.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not like, this is how we keep people moving. Like, they're not long-term spots,
you can see
right?
2 nights.
So yeah, it's like, you know, when you have your family over and you make sure that the hot water heater, this is a good trick. If you have family visiting, turn down your hot water heater, because, and you can just blame, you just say, well, the hot water heater doesn't work very well, or turn down the water pressure, and eventually they'll be like, you know what, we're going to go home where we have hot water and water pressure. Works out great. It's a great strategy, if you ask me. So what? It doesn't work with you. I mean, obviously, you know.
I tell you to turn it up.
You tell me just go turn up the hot water heater. So, yeah.
How's the meat shipping looking? We are looking at packaging because of the dry ice issue.
Yeah, yeah. Dry ice is becoming a pain. Finding dry ice is becoming a pain.
Yeah, so essentially the liners and gel packs and stuff that are rated to be able to ship and stuff, like with dry ice, like we're just like, we basically have to have a backup. We have to have shipping materials that can ship without dry ice in case we cannot find it. So that means more expensive styrofoam, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
So that's what we're gonna order a bunch of test stuff. So we're still testing.
Yeah, I think we're still at least a couple weeks out from, and our plan is to basically, once we get it figured out, we're going to roll it out to Patreon supporters, because that's a small group of people that are going to order. So we'll do like 1 week with them so that we can figure out how to do that, and then eventually it'll go, next step will be out to newsletter. If you subscribe to our newsletter, we'll roll it out to those folks. So that's another 1,000, 10,000 people, whatever it is. That'll happen, and then eventually we'll roll it out to the entire channel. So
yeah, if there's anything left.
Yeah, we have to have like a soft launch. We did the same thing with jerky way back when we first started doing jerky, and we did run into that problem. By the time I think it came out to the newsletter, and there was nothing left. Like, it was like, okay, well, that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Went well, but obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and like we have more consistent processing dates in 2022, but like we're obviously not there, so we're kind of like, Tuesday you're gonna go get beef from Sturgis, and we're gonna kind of keep some for farm store through the end of the year, ship the rest. When it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Kind of until we get through to the first of the year, and then we're processing every other month happening, and so we'll have more consistent supply. So, but it's going to be a balance for us of like how much we can ship and how much we have to keep in store, and that also changes like when we do harvest host and stuff too. So. And like we don't have packages built, we don't have prices for you guys yet. Like we're working all that out. Still trying to like work on the best shipping rate and stuff. UPS is trying one more time to get us a better rate.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
There's a lot of moving parts. Like it's a lot, and then you have to integrate it into the website.
Yeah, I gotta do that too. Yeah. A really good article out this week about ranchers opening processing plants. Erin can talk about that because
I didn't read that one. I just
that
saw
article was sent to me. I should have counted, but I bet you that article was sent to me.
Did you read it?
I read the headline. I mean, I know the gist of it, but it's like
I didn't read
15 different people sent me that article.
But like ranchers own meat processing plants already.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Like,
but remember, you were telling me about one of the problems with opening processing plants at this point is inspectors.
Yeah, so USDA, you have to have if you're a USDA plant, you have to have a USDA inspector, and it's a federal employee who's paid by the processing plant that they work for, but USDA
Apparently it's a great job.
USDA has not offered any training for meat certification since the pandemic happened. Right. So they have added no new USDA certifiers. So if you can get one, like, great.
So I think packing plants are opening, but they have to be state inspected, or they're just local plants.
Or they're taking inspectors from other places.
That could be happening too.
Yeah.
I've gotten lots of emails from people asking us about shipping beef and wanting to know prices and stuff like that because of the prices in grocery stores and how much they're going up. And one of the interesting things that we've seen is, as we're looking at shipping beef, a lot of people, and this is a weird thing, so shipping is ridiculous, right? Like putting it in a box, UPS charges us an arm and a leg to get it to you
And
guys.
it's just getting more and more expensive.
Yeah, it is. It's going up and up and up. So people basically jack up the price of their meat to compensate for that cost of shipping. Am I giving away too much here? We can talk about this, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So I saw a gal that had $11 hamburger per pound, and she was selling it online. but she was only charging $40 for shipping or $50. I don't remember which one it was.
I think a lot of people are charging like a flat rate of like $39.99 or $49.99 if you're like East Coast. So like us shipping in like Mountain and Central Time is kind of like one price, and then like Pacific and Eastern is kind of another price. Is kind of how it works. We set up regions, and then so most people are just charging a flat rate for shipping. Literally, the box and the dry ice is like $20 to $25.
Oh, yeah, we went through all that.
Yeah, so like what people are doing is they're not charging you for that. They're charging you a significantly higher price for beef to basically cover those cost of materials. So,
it's like that old, and I sent you the cartoon this week. It was, what was it, $79.99 and $19.99 for shipping? Boo. $99.99 with free shipping?
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah.
Yeah, so it's such a weird marketing thing. So basically the price like works out the same, right? But like people really don't want to pay. And I get it. Like I don't like to pay huge shipping cost either, but like hamburger doesn't cost $11 a pound. There's that person's prices. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like when we did the math and stuff and like knowing how much goes into the materials and the shipping and stuff, we're like, oh yeah, this works out. This works out exactly kind of the same numbers that we're looking at. It's just either like you guys are going to pay, and this is what Kansas City Steaks and stuff does too. It's what they all do. So like we looked at Kansas City Steaks and I think it was like $30 for like 8 hamburger patties. Yeah. Like that's not how much they cost.
And that's not helping anybody with the cost of the grocery store either. I mean,
no.
Really, yeah.
But it was, it was $20 shipping or whatever. So it's like, well, that's how they're doing it. Is like essentially double the cost of the meat.
Exactly.
To cover the box price. And like, Kansas City Steaks is getting a way better price on boxes than we are.
And shipping, for that matter. Yeah. Carrie Sherrado says, push the thumbs up button, everybody. Please do it, or else Carrie will come beat you up. And AD 101, go check on Jeff. He's stuck in the snow. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. We had to go dig Jeff out of it. Didn't have to dig. I took the tractor down, pulled him out of the snow. So.
Bill the Tractorman says here in central Minnesota they are short many USDA inspectors. Several local small processors have had to reduce the days they kill and cut beef and pork because they have to share an inspector. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So where we process is a USDA, but they also do custom exempt, which is non-inspected, and they're trying to play a balance of how much custom exempt they're doing versus how much USDA.
Exactly. Preston Bennett, Preston, thank you very much for being a Patreon supporter, by the way. Today, Preston bumped up his Patreon support like a lot. So thank you very much, Preston. Really do appreciate it. Is there an exemption with cows like there is with chickens doing it yourself and selling to the public?
Beef and pork are USDA regulated.
Beef and pork are government regulated.
So what he's talking about is the federal poultry exemption, which allows you to sell eggs direct to consumer, and it allows you to process under 1,000 birds yourself and sell direct to consumer. I can sell you a live cow and you can butcher it. We have to do that super chat.
I will.
But
we're way behind, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, we can't butcher. I mean, I could, right? But like we couldn't butcher a cow and sell one steak off of it in the farm store. Yeah. So.
Daniel Mann, thank you very much for the $50 super chat. You rock, man.
Thank you.
Ribeyes at Costco in Bakersfield, California, $23 a pound. What are our ribeyes, 12?
In store, 14.
14 in the store, yeah.
We are going to have to increase our beef prices too after the first of the year.
Are we?
Feed's going up, transportation's going up, processing has gone up. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to pass some of that cost on to consumer, which sucks. We've been selling beef for 7 or 8 years, and we've only done one price increase, and it was literally 25 cents a pound.
Here's the good thing, and I'm gonna put a spin on this, and we're gonna put a what is that called? Putting a silver lining on a turd or whatever. Polishing a turd. We're gonna polish a turd. Basically, here's the thing: the meat packing situation, the price in grocery stores. The more it goes up, what I'm hoping will happen is that people will get annoyed, and they'll go online and they'll search. Why is my meat so expensive? Why is the price of beef going up? What is going on here? Because that's the only way that anything's going to ever change is if people educate themselves. And when we get into arguments with people online, which happened a couple weeks ago, and Erin will tell you all about it, she had a hamburger sale, and some guy was mad, who wasn't even local, by the way, about the price of her hamburger. But if you're buying $3 hamburger, I mean, you need to buy a $3 hamburger.
Yeah.
$23 ribeyes at Costco of all things, is going to make you go, what's going on? What's happening here? And hopefully people use their own brains and search and try to find an answer.
trying to, I mean, so we talk a lot about this, and like you guys that have been with us for a long time, like, you know, like the value of like knowing what goes into that animal and how it was taken care of and how it was raised and what has happened to it. You don't know what you're buying at Costco. You don't know what you're buying at your local grocery store. You just don't. The way the meat packing industry is working right now, you don't even know if that was born and raised in the United States.
Right.
You don't know. A USDA shield does not mean U.S. born and raised and slaughtered. And we have videos about that. If you're new and you haven't watched those, please do.
Them, yeah. Or watch somebody else's video. For I don't give a crap. Go watch somebody's video. Educate yourself.
Yeah, USDA inspected is not a U.S. product.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of problems within the industry. And so to tell me I can get 80-20 ground beef for $3.29 in California, I say great. It's not even the same thing. It's not
even beef.
You're not comparing apples and oranges. Ranch raised, grain finished young steers with no antibiotics, no hormones, no implants is extremely different than unknown origin hamburger of 80-20 quality also. Like, and there's nothing wrong with 80-20. If you want 80-20, eat 80-20. But like, we raise lean ground beef.
Right.
So.
USDA Prime Beef Company online, 2 ribeyes, $150 with free shipping. Depending on where you're at, RG, $60 of that is shipping. The rest of it is what
the box is 20 to 25.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it depends on how they're shipping it, but yeah. JB Weld there with a super chat. Omaha Steaks usually bundles other items in their gift packages. Those items are high markup items that absorb some of the cost. Frozen brownies. Maybe offer bundles of items that you do the same. If we had a commercial kitchen,
yeah, then I could.
Erin could make you brownies, not the special ones because we're not in Colorado, but she could make you brownies and send them along with the beef.
I could if they weren't charged, if it was a gift.
Oh, see, we could do a free carrot cake.
I have not baked for the farm store in months.
Do you remember how?
Barely.
if it makes anybody feel better, Erin doesn't make dinner anymore either, so it works out.
Whatever.
Well.
I made dinner last night.
What'd you make? Was that the couscous thing?
Yeah. What else do we have? Shrimp.
Did you watch your video? Oh, couscous and shrimp. Yeah, you watched your video and then you made it.
What kind of implants go into cows? Hormones, so they grow faster.
Yeah, it's a hormone implant. William Deegan, you can make dry ice. You need bulk carbon dioxide. I looked into that, actually.
Yeah.
There's a machine you can buy on Amazon that costs $1,000 that will make 1 pound blocks of dry ice, which is great. Yeah. The problem is 1 75-pound container of CO2 makes 5 pounds of dry ice.
And there is a liquid CO2 shortage.
Yeah,
that's
and there's a shortage right now.
why there's a dry ice shortage.
Yeah. Matt says something about caramel. What are these caramel rolls that he speaks of?
I don't know. I haven't made them since like April.
You haven't made them since Matt was here, I think so. Yeah.
No,
and
Matt
Judy,
didn't even get any.
Didn't we send him a package?
No.
Oh my gosh, that guy is deprived. Why is 90-20 hamburger so much higher?
90-10. I'm guessing, not 90.
Oh, yeah,
it's a typo.
110% hamburger.
I mean, because it's a better quality product and there's more trim that has to come out of it, so it's more labor intensive.
Tell me about Chuck.
It's
hamburger.
not. I guess it's not a better quality. It's very much a preference, right? Like how much fat you want in your hamburger. But yeah, there's more trim involved.
Yeah.
So, what about Chuck?
Chuck hamburger.
Ground Chuck.
Ground Chuck.
It's great. That's fattier.
It's fattier.
Yeah,
okay.
There's more marbling in the Chuck. So, and 90-10, like, it's just going to come from different parts of the cow because they're going to pull trim from the leaner parts versus like, yeah, like your Chuck and stuff. So.
Exactly. Carrie once again stating that there's nothing like seeing the steers get loaded in the trailer and know exactly what you're getting. Carrie comes and names steers. And, you know, so that her and Chris, when they have a steak, they can be like, oh, this was Charlie. I remember Charlie. Charlie was a good steer. She does.
We don't name
weird. All right. Yeah, welding gas. Yeah, I've heard that the welding gases are having problems as well.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of welding places actually carry dry ice for some weird reason.
Because they have gas.
Yeah, because they have gas. So I know our dry ice actually comes through Air Gas, which is a welding supply company, oddly enough.
Yeah.
All right, answer a question.
I'm just reading.
We're talking a lot about beef.
Beef. And
we always end up going down this same rabbit hole where it's about beef. Let's.
You know, one lonely ribeye is almost $20 a steak. Yeah, I mean that's like on the higher end, but like, I mean we're $14 a pound. Ribeyes are not a pound, like 0.8. So I mean, I don't know. You're looking at $10 to $12 for a ribeye from us, but prices are going up. So.
Just a ray of sunshine.
Well, it's freaking expensive, man.
It is.
All we do is spend money around here.
We have been hemorrhaging money.
Freaking
I was thinking about that today. If you
need to put some spray in there.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, you know what? To tell you the truth, I actually have more editing to do tonight, but I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, because now you've had 3 Seagrams.
No, I had like 1.5 because I let it get down a little bit, but it was tasting more like Sprite than anything. So I added a little bit more flavoring. And then that brought the balance. There's ice melting constantly. Here's the problem with making a drink. There's constantly ice melting that's watering down your drink. So you have to adjust your ratios. This is sophisticated stuff. I'm not in college anymore. This is now more of a science than anything. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'll make a video about
third pour.
Third pour, I'll give you that much. No, I have a video, but I'm not going to mess around with it. So yeah.
Do you all do baby back ribs? No, we usually do spare ribs because to do baby backs, we usually have to do boneless pork chops, and we don't like to do boneless pork chops.
You do boneless pork chops for one person.
One person. And then we get 2 racks of baby backs, and usually I throw them in our freezer.
Yep.
Any grass left, or will you be feeding hay? You fed some hay.
Yeah, I mean, during the storm I fed hay.
But they're still, like...
But I didn't feed today.
They have hay fields. They haven't grazed the hay fields yet. And not that there's a lot there, but they're going to graze the hay fields for...
Those hay fields are going to be good for like 2 weeks.
Well, they're going to eat for 2 weeks.
They will. They still have a 160-acre hay field to get into. Right now, they're in about a 140-acre hay field that they're working on, and that's where we fed them back to during the vlog. So we'll see what they do. And we'll know when they're hungry, because right now the gates are open. They can come right back to the house. Yeah. And when they're hungry, they're going to come knock on our door.
Yeah, they were all gone today.
In the morning.
And it's going to be nice for the next couple of weeks and stuff, so...
Yeah, and the gates are open to go all the way back too if they want to. They could go all the way back to summer pasture if they wanted to.
And they're not out of grass in summer pasture. They've just eaten all the grass that they like to eat. So they're gonna have to work for a little bit. Somebody asked about preg checking. We will have a date hopefully on Monday.
Hopefully on Monday. Our doctor that we had last year, she's trying to work on some scheduling, so we will figure that out. Janelle Burns, hay prices and supply have been out of this world. How do you approach the supply and demand? You can go back and watch some videos, but I'll give you the short version. Hay for us right now in South Dakota, 2 hours away, is $250 to $300 a ton in the field. We are currently getting hay out of Missouri. That hay delivered, we're paying a little bit over $200 a ton delivered to us. So basically what we're doing is we're going around the local folks that are selling hay at really high prices, and we're going farther away, and we're paying truckers more than we've ever paid truckers in our life. But I honestly feel that is the statement that I want to make. Like, if you're going to gouge local folks, then we're going to go somewhere else. I mean, that's our prerogative. We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, and they're doing it based, in South Dakota, they're doing it based upon their supply and demand.
Supply and demand. I get it. People, if somebody will pay you $300 a ton for hay, sell that hay. Yeah. Like, do it.
Yeah.
I can't afford to do that. So I can say I have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. If somebody can't afford to buy $6 hamburger, they can go buy the $3 pink slime.
$6 hamburger is not expensive, and we need to place higher value in our food and the quality of food that we're eating.
But as long as there's $3 pink slime available, some people will buy it.
Buy $3 pink slime. Knock yourself out. Have you ever thought about moving to Texas? Nope. Ranches in Wyoming. Pretty hard to move.
Can't pick it up and move it. So.
Yeah. Our supply and demand, because we don't want to be commodity ranchers and we don't want to just sell calves for whatever price they give us at the auction house. And we're still selling calves at auction. It's not completely gone from our business plan, but in the next few years it will be. So we are getting to set somewhat of our supply and demand because we're willing to put in the extra work to sell direct to consumer. It's more work. Much easier to just ship them in October.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, remember when we first came and in October, we didn't wean, we didn't put down creep, we didn't do anything.
Ship those.
We loaded them on a trailer and got them the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And,
it's a lot more work, but it's good work, and we enjoy doing it, and we enjoy offering a product directly to you guys.
Exactly. I think, when we first came, Gilbert didn't even take out the bulls. The bulls stayed in with the cows. They sorted off the calves in October. They went out. It was very, very low maintenance.
Yeah.
and now it's high maintenance, and I don't know if that's any better.
$50
super chat from JB Weld
Thank
for
you.
#hay. And of course, Daniel Mann, $50 super chat there. Thank you very much. Nevada Farmer 73 says he's a farmer in Nevada.
Cool.
Never would have figured that one out. Thank you very much. I've got to get some stainless steel ice cubes. That's not a bad idea.
You
I actually
had some.
I have some rocks.
Yeah.
They don't stay very cold. I thought they were a great idea, but
If you had no cows, where would you move to? No idea.
do what?
If we had no cows, where would we move to? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I was talking to one of our EPP board members was out a couple Saturdays ago. We did our last veggie basket of the season for, if you're new, I run a nonprofit called Edible Prairie Project. It's local food based around food insecurity. And so we were doing veggie baskets, our fall basket pickup, where people get like 100 pounds of produce. And Eric came out and he helped and stuff, and we were just talking about he's an elected official right now, and he's actually, his term is going to be done soon, and I was like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to quit. I was like, what are you going to do when you retire? He's like, oh, there's no retirement, I'm going to quit.
No retirement.
We were joking about, because he's also a rancher, and I was like, oh, someday we're going to quit this cow thing.
Yeah.
Not retire. There's no retirement. We'll quit ranching at some point. So
Just pull the plug. I was actually, we got a load of hay delivered today, another load. If you are a Patreon supporter, head on over to Patreon. I actually posted a video today that was part of the weekly vlog that I knew I should have put it in. I didn't. It would have added 10 minutes onto the weekly vlog. But basically, we had, in the middle of the storm, or not in the middle of the storm, but at the end of the storm, we had hay delivered. 2 truckloads of hay that got delivered the same day. They were waiting out the storm to get here. They both showed up Wednesday?
yeah.
Was that Wednesday? And
No, Thursday.
Thursday.
Because Wednesday the roads were closed.
So we basically spent $10,000, a little bit over $10,000 that day on hay, and I filmed it and I put it together. I put it out for our Patreon supporters. So if you're our Patreon supporter, go check that out. But while we got another load of hay today from Missouri, and I was talking to Ray, our driver that's coming up from Missouri for us, and we were talking about cows, and we were talking about, the cows they don't say thank you for the hay. They'll yell at you if you're late.
Oh, yeah.
They'll stand here at the fence and yell at us. And Ray kind of grabbed my arm and he said, yeah, but if you didn't hear that, how would that make you feel? So we do, that's part of our lives. And when the cows leave they go to summer pasture, when they come home, it's almost like...
It's nice to see them.
It's nice to see them. It's like you look out the windows and see... see the cows are home.
It was nice to see them come over the hill, like when the flurries started flying and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know why I was worried about getting the cows home. They're big babies. Like the snow started falling, and they came.
Yeah, but
over
like
the
half
hill.
of them didn't come home till the next day.
True, but they made it. They eventually got here. They were like, okay, this is enough of this.
I see some questions about like our winter numbers and how much we're reducing the herd. We have a plan, but it's not a finalized plan yet. And so like once we get it all figured out, like we will share with you guys and let you guys know what we're doing. There's big changes to the herd coming, but we'll get there when we get there, and we're not there yet. So just have some patience.
Yeah, we got to get preg check done.
Yeah.
That will basically tell us, how many cows are pregnant, how many are not. That changes the value of the cattle.
We don't even know if we're weaning calves yet, if we're gonna ship sooner rather than later. Like there's just...
Yeah, we're seeing calves now that are going for about $1,000 a piece. Whether that changes or not, I mean, that's who knows. But we're definitely playing with those ideas. If we precondition cows, which you give them vaccinations now so that they don't need them when they go into the feedlots, supposedly, then they need another 30 days to recover from that or withdrawal time. So there's a couple decisions that have to be made yet, and we'll let you guys know. Exactly. This is from D. Hansen Ranch. Do you know of...
There's super chat.
Super chat from Fred Matney.
Yep.
$20 super chat. Thanks for all you do. My family and I appreciate the education and the content.
Thank you, Fred. We appreciate that.
Thank you. I think that's one of the most important things is being able to show people where their food comes from. I know we talk about that a lot, but like that's what we really want to be about. And it's not about snowstorms and plowing and things like that get people's attention, that make people come and watch videos is great, but eventually we hope that somebody, watches a video and says, oh, that's where a steak comes from, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you wanted to answer that question from D. Hansen.
Where was it?
Do you know of a grant from NRCS that are using for building greenhouses and other projects? So they're not greenhouses, they're high tunnels. One of our high tunnels was done with the NRCS grant.
Yeah.
They're open to anybody.
Yeah, do it. Get yourself, but use it. So many people get high tunnel grants and then realize how much work, a high tunnel is.
Yeah. So we have 2 high tunnels. I don't really plan to add another one. A greenhouse that is climate controlled and like either hard sided or double layer plastic is a completely different. They look the same, but they're very different. And that would be the next step for what I want to do. And so we're good with high tunnels. The high tunnels are just single layer. There's no heat. You can add climate control systems on and make it a greenhouse. You know, the frames are the same and stuff, but they are different. So we're good right now. I don't have time and we don't have the employees to add more growing space. I mean, I added 8,000 square feet of growing space this year for the winter squash. Like, I keep saying I can't do any more.
Yeah, but you keep on making more. Amazingly enough.
Yeah.
Leanne Penrod asked if we're going to keep pregnant gummers. Gummer cow is a cow that doesn't have any teeth. No, there's smooth mouth, there's broken mouth, and there's full mouth. Full mouth would be they have all their teeth. Broken mouth is they're missing a few teeth. Usually, no. I mean, honestly,
we're going to cull hard.
Yeah, blonde cow would be considered a gummer or a broken mouth or a smooth mouth.
Broken mouth or broken jaw.
Well, broken jaw is something different.
Is it?
Yeah, that means they're like Mike Tyson cows. No, smooth mouth.
Yeah, but Bambi will stay. Yeah, she's Mackenzie's cow, and she's a bottle baby. Just like Cracker Jack will probably stay. Blonde cow will stay.
Yeah.
Bambi will always stay. There's a few pets, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if we can have goats for pets, I mean, they don't eat as much hay as the cows, but you know, we cross that boundary sometime and feed things that we shouldn't be feeding, but we still feed them. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is an interesting question from William Wilson. You've alluded to changes coming for the ranch going in that direction. Is this part of what you want to do?
I mean, drought pushes things regardless of whether you're ready to or not. But yeah, this is what we want to do.
Well, honestly, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate though.
They don't even know what we're doing.
They don't. But what the problem is, like, sometimes you're right. Like, you're forced to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm forced to do crap I don't want to do all the time.
I mean, honestly, like, did I think like so? I mean, ultimately, like, you guys don't know the details of how we're gonna get from step A to step Z, right? But like, the plan is,
I don't even know
the end goal is to sell 100% of our cows to direct to consumer, so that we quit selling commodity calves. Yeah, we're on like C. We got a long way to go still, but that's what we want to do. We don't want to ship calves for auction. We want to set and control the price of our product and sell direct to consumer. So the drought, like, we've been on this path for a very long time. The drought and hay prices are kind of putting a detour kind of in place, but like, ultimately we're still going 100% direct to consumer. That is our plan. So.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I think what's going to happen before the holidays is going to shock people.
Yeah, I think by then we'll have stuff figured out. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you considered partnering with remote stores to sell your beef? That's from David Robertson. We don't need to. We've so far, like, I mean, we can't keep a consistent inventory in our own store, so I don't need to try and sell with somebody else.
Yeah.
And now we're going to add shipping. So.
Yeah, the hard part is too, like, we've been approached by stores, restaurants, all that kind of stuff, but they all want steaks. Nobody wants to buy a roast.
There's 18 to 22 ribeyes on a beef.
Exactly. We've been through this before,
we've talked about it a lot. But no, I mean, and luckily, like, we don't need to, and so, like, why would I share the profit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. So, like, we've chosen to do the extra work, build the infrastructure, build the marketing plan. Like, that's essentially what YouTube is. It's not the sole purpose, but like, it's a handy.
It wasn't really thought of at the beginning, but it's like, oh, wait a minute, this works pretty well.
It's like a handy little side thing, you know. That's like, we have a built-in like audience that it really wants to buy our product, and along the way we're educating and sharing, you know, this ranch life stuff with everybody. But I don't need to sell to a grocery store. I mean, that's the reality of it, and so we don't have to share the profit. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you need to do, great. It's not what we need to do.
No.
So.
No, exactly. And you're right. There's many steps as we move through this. I think some of those steps, oddly enough, like we took without really even knowing what direction we were going in. Like the farm store. The farm store was something
that farmers market.
We went to farmers market, and then that leads to something else. And as long as you want to keep pushing yourself and making yourself grow, and this is going to be a very blanket statement because it can go for ranching. Yeah, I don't care if you're an architect, but you know, as long as you want to see yourself get better and you want to see yourself grow, you just have to look the direction you're moving and keep moving in that direction. And that direction may change. The river is going to, you know, flow however it goes.
Ours is taking a weird.
Exactly.
There's a weird crook.
But you have to be smart enough, or not smart enough. That's arrogant on my part. But you have to be willing enough.
No, you do have to be smart enough.
No, stupid people like do great things all the time. Trust me. I've known lots of dumb people in my life, and they're like some of the most successful people I know. But like, yeah, you have to be willing to be able to follow that direction that you're moving in, and say, okay, we went from farmers market just because you didn't want to sit at home.
I didn't want a job. And I didn't.
You did a great job at that. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I didn't want a town job, and now I have a town job and a ranch job. Super cool.
You got like 14 jobs. Yeah.
I work way harder now than I ever have in my whole life. But yeah, it's fine. It's cool. Yeah, I think the last few years and stuff too, and like as we've seen calf prices fall, you know, record highs were in 2015. Livable wage prices were in 2015 for calves. Not even really livable wage, but like a fair market price for calves was in 2015. We were
the standard profit margin that's across the board for everything you buy, from t-shirts to whatever, never really applied to calves.
No. So, but in 2015 was the closest that we ever got to actually like making a profit on just selling 600-pound highway weaned calves, right? It was in 2015, 2014. Like that was like the glory days of the cattle market, like since we've been ranching. And it has just continuously gone down since then. This year prices are up a little bit, but we have not seen those prices. Inflation obviously continues to go up. Cost of living continues to go up. Our share of what you guys are paying in the grocery store continues to go down. And as we've seen all this happen, the thing that was like, oh, let's go to farmers market and sell a few vegetables, and like, oh, let's add some beef in because nobody else is doing grain finished beef, like because we've had the tenacity to like stick at this no matter like the curves in the river, like this is our sole business plan now, with like some YouTube and stuff thrown in there too. But
well, so that brings me to the next question here, because Kathy asked, why don't you get a freezer truck and do your round once every 2 months?
I don't have enough beef.
Well, okay. Here's my problem is like we have actually built a business that has extended both of us to the limits of what we can be extended. So being able to get a freezer truck and go, we had this talk 2 years ago about doing this thing that we wanted to call the meet and greet, where we would load a freezer up with beef and we would say, hey, next week we're going to be in Omaha, Nebraska. Stop by at this location, come meet us, buy some beef. Great plan. Who has time for that?
Well, and again, we don't need to do that, right?
Well, I wanted to do that.
We want to do it. Wanting to do it is one thing, but like we don't need to do that. Like we don't have any steaks in the farm store.
Yeah.
And haven't for 6 weeks.
Well, okay. When we had meat. Okay, so here's a great example. We have to pick up beef on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? We had to go buy 3 new freezers to be able to hold this beef.
We're doing more beef now than we ever have done. Like this is the biggest amount of steers that we've ever done at one time. So obviously it takes more space to hold those once they're in freezer camp.
Yeah.
But the thing is that again, like our business model is raise more beef direct to consumer, but like our selling avenue is not, it's again direct to consumer, and like we don't have to leave the ranch. Instead of us like going a million different directions like we kind of were in the past, like I used to do deliveries, we used to go to farmers market, I used to sell vegetables to restaurants. We don't do any of that now. We stay here and we sell our product from the ranch. And so when we start shipping beef, again, we have to go to UPS, but it's right down the highway. Luckily for us, it's on the same highway we live on. That's super convenient. So like we're gonna stay here and sell our meat. and our vegetables and all that. So
exactly, and that's what I want to see. I want to see us do it, but I want to see other people do it too. I mean, I'm not the guy that's going to say, hey, we have our business, I'm going to copyright this business plan and this is what we're going to do. Like, I want to see other people do the same thing we're doing, and that's part of the reason being able to share it on YouTube and being able to talk about what we're doing. Slam Boy asked me if my hats are off the shelf. No, this is actually the Stetson Skyline that they make for anybody. You can just go buy one.
It's not a custom hat.
It's not a custom hat at all. This is actually last year's too. I managed to make one last 2 years. Yay me.
There are more freezers in our garage. And we're looking at things like walk-in freezers and stuff. Like, Mike spent $10,000 on hay on Thursday, and we got another load today, guys. Like Mike said, hemorrhaging money right now. Yeah. We spent this last week actually looking at walk-in freezers.
I had to tell the hay guy to
stop.
Let's cool it. Like, can you slow down? Because, like, I've got just...
Well, you got to go pick up 10 steers and 5 pigs. Like, that's going to cost several thousands of dollars. Like,
ooh, what's a raw chicken bar?
I don't know what that is.
That can't
like
be right.
You just go pick out your chicken and you take it home?
Maybe that would be. We were. I don't know if I ever told this story. We were butchering chickens this summer, and we have the Harvest Toast folks that stop by, right? So the Harvest Toast folks, they stay, and so we're butchering chickens. So of course, it never fails. A Harvest Toaster shows up right in the middle of butchering chickens. So I have to go out there. I'm covered in blood, and I'm like, hey, let me park you, kind of thing. And got to talking to the lady, and she said, what are you doing? And I said, well, we're butchering chickens. Oh, I want a chicken, like a fresh chicken.
Yeah, and I was like, that needs to be cooled first.
Okay, I mean, if you really want it was so weird to hand somebody a warm, freshly...
And I was like, go put this in the fridge.
It's like, here, I don't know what you want to do. They cooked it.
Yeah.
Said it was good.
Yeah.
They didn't die. So, I mean...
Leanne said 50,000 in hay this year. Yeah, we're looking at numbers... That and then some. So, it is, it's ridiculous what hay's costing this year. So
exactly.
We're off to a great start for the 2022 haying season, though.
Yeah, freezers take up less room than having steers out on pasture. That's very true. We're actually looking at a walk-in freezer. We're working on some options there.
First, we got to buy hay.
Yeah, first we have to buy hay. So, what's an
informational.
Is that a word?
Informational.
Informational adventure.
Did you forget how to read?
Yeah, is that a word?
I don't know what that sentence means, but.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. If you have any more questions, feel free to throw them up. What's coming up in the next few weeks for you? You have vegetables taking up the entire shop.
No, they're not. They're in the fridge now.
Not all of them. There's tables
of cabbage and onions still. Yeah, I'm just trying to get through the rest of the processing.
I'm into oil change season. Like, I need to start getting in the shop.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that on the other end. Sorry.
This is oil change season. That'll be the first time we ever showed an oil change probably on the channel. It'll be in the weekly vlog.
Yeah, so we're just, I've got a bunch of vegetables still, like storage stuff that we're going to try and sell. We're going to have lots of vegetables in the farm store. Hopefully have some steaks in the farm store this week.
Yep.
Farm store's been super busy, which is great. It's been way busier than it usually is this time of the year. So thank you everyone who's shopping, and still lots of travel, like lots of people
moving,
and lots of people still just out and about and in the area and stuff. So you guys can visit the farm store. If you Google our Wyoming Life farm store, you can find our hours. We do ask you stop by during business hours. Really appreciate when you stop by during business hours.
And honestly, like, if you stop by during business hours, you will meet probably both of us or Jeff or somebody. Somebody will be around.
Yeah.
So,
well, obviously we have to run the farm store.
Yeah. We don't have
We don't have any employees right now. Well, Jeff, but
he doesn't get paid.
He doesn't get paid.
Technically,
he's just.
I think he falls in that squatter category at this point.
So, just continue. We'll be open through Christmas time. The farm store will be, and then we always take a break, and we take a YouTube break too, like in from.
Yeah, I mentioned that coming up in tomorrow's. Today's Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's newsletter. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. Go to ourwyominglife.com. Check on the newsletter down at the bottom, or it'll pop up for you. Sign up for the newsletter, because I'm kind of gonna. I think what I'm gonna try to do during our Christmas break is kind of keep up with the vlog a little bit, and try to keep doing a little bit of vlogging during the Christmas break. Usually we take a pretty good sized Christmas break. And
yeah, last year was like 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, keeping the vlog going during that time might be an interesting way. And it's not too much work on my part.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, to keep people going. So let's see. How many loads of hay have you received so far? 7.
We're about halfway.
Yeah, about halfway there. And let's see.
Somebody asked earlier, way long time ago, if we have a root cellar. We don't.
No, we don't. Should we have a root cellar? Do you want one?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I'm good.
Let's see. Farmers Market is having an auction Saturday. I think they have a commercial
Yeah.
freezer. Oh, I could call Justin.
You got money?
Well, no, but Justin's got money. He'll float me for a while.
Float you alone.
Float me alone, Justin.
When are you going to start shipping me? Hopefully before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
That's our goal.
That is the plan.
We'll let you guys know. We got some kinks to work out.
Right. Exactly. Erin's TikToks. Let's talk about those really quick. How's the TikTok thing going?
It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't watch TikToks, TikTok is a short form social media. What's the limit on it? 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So you can actually catch up with Erin, and you're doing one almost every single day.
Yeah, I didn't do one today.
I just said you were doing one. It's Sunday. You can take Sunday off.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you just have to fill out.
You're
a
not my
form.
boss.
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been making TikToks. You show up occasionally, but yeah, I'm just kind of
I show up occasionally.
making TikToks and talking about kind of like my side of what I do. And I don't show everything. I mean, it is, you're not
Actually,
gonna...
during the weekly vlog, you got to see one of Erin's TikToks on Tuesday, if I remember right.
Which one?
It was the Bean's birthday
Oh,
and snow.
that was
pretty
probably
much.
Wednesday.
I don't remember what day
Yeah.
it was. It was one of those days.
Yeah.
So.
Do I do any canning? Yeah, I just made 70 pints of salsa today. So I struggle with like, I could have TikToked the salsa today, right? But like, then I don't care if I share the recipe and stuff, but like everybody wants like measurements and stuff, and I don't do that.
It is hard to make a cooking video when you're just like a splash of this and you know what it might
Yeah, no, and I get it. It's super hard. It's super hard for the viewer and stuff
Right.
too. There's lots of content like that on TikTok where there's not recipes and stuff. So I'll do much better in that environment than like YouTube where everybody
You're like
wants
the Swedish chef. You're just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and mix this all together, and boom, we're done.
Like I have a little chopper thing that I chop the onions in. It's not a slap chop, but it's kind of like the same concept.
It's not the same concept. It's totally different.
It's kind of the same thing.
Okay, sure.
But anyhow, I know for like a pot of tomatoes, you put in at least one thing of onions.
One thing of onions. So you have to buy Erin's thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not. I'm not great for YouTube for recipe content and stuff. And like I should have probably done the salsa and stuff today, but yeah, I just struggle with like everyone's gonna want the recipe, and I can't really throw some onions in. Put an undetermined amount of peppers. And
Was it hot salsa?
I made an extra hot and a pretty mild. Every batch is different though.
It is. Every
It's
batch
all
is different.
Did you think the hot was super hot?
No.
I grew habaneros this year for the first time, and they hit different. Like it's just.
Habaneros like wait a while.
Like,
they just
and
kind
it's
of like
like
linger.
And it's like way in the back of your throat. The habanero is.
True.
Whereas like jalapeno is like much more like front facing. It's in the front part of your mouth.
Jalapenos live on the lips. Habaneros are.
It's
right about
different
here.
though, and like
Yeah.
they taste different. The habaneros do, but I grew a lot of habaneros, so they were a good crop for me this year, off of very few plants. So that was nice.
Very cool.
So.
Collins Lawn Maintenance. Will the goats produce anything for you guys to sell eventually? No, but I'll tell you,
They're petting zoo material.
they're petting zoos. And here's the thing, like we've learned over the years, like with the harvest hosts or whoever comes and visits, like when we have a bottle calf or we have goats or cats, kittens are kind of
Oh
good
yeah,
for that.
those dang cats.
Like if you can get somebody to pet a goat while you tell them about ranching or farming or the industry or anything like that, it's an educational thing. So
And it's something like our goats are minis, so you can hold them.
Mm-hmm.
You can and Jack wants to be held. He's okay with that.
They all want to be held.
They all are super cuddly and stuff. So, you know, telling a story and explaining, you know, as cattle ranchers, like what we're dealing with within the industry, and then like, I mean, you're holding a goat, not a cow, but you know, it's you're
you can hold a cow.
You're holding a warm, fuzzy animal that like gives you kisses and has a personality, and like, you know, it's part of the marketing plan.
Look at Bambi. Bambi would be a lap cow if she could. You know, she wouldn't kill you. So.
MD in South Dakota, scared to can. Don't be scared. There's tons of resources out there to teach you how to do it. It's super easy.
Are people scared to can because they're worried about getting somebody sick?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I remember. So, the pressure washer thing or the pressure canner thing. Like, is that canning?
Yeah, that's pressure canning.
Okay, so people are afraid of that because they think it's going to blow their kitchen up.
Yeah,
right?
I don't pressure can.
Okay, I mean that would be something that would scare me.
I never learned how to pressure can. I learned how to water bath can, and there's certain things that you can water bath can, like it has to be acidic. So pickles, salsa has to be acidic. If you are canning just like, so if you're canning pickled green beans, water bath. If you're canning green beans, water bath. Or not water bath, pressure can. So it's just a difference, and they're just two different things. But everybody has an Instapot now, which is essentially a pressure cooker. True. So I just don't.
Not everybody has an Instapot.
Oh, a lot of people do.
I remember when I wanted to buy an Instapot, and Erin was like, "I don't want that stupid thing," and then we got it, and
I made eggs in it. I boil eggs.
Right.
And I did make a chicken the other day.
Chicken was good.
Yes.
She's working her way into it. You don't have to measure anything either.
No. Water bath canning is super easy. And I imagine pressure canning is too. It's just not, like, I don't have enough time. And, like, a lot of stuff that I would pressure can, like, I've done, like, cream corn, but I just freeze it. I've done green beans, but I freeze it. Somebody bought 35 pounds of onions. They were going to pressure can onions. I just freeze them. So if it's not acidic and I can't can it, I just freeze it typically. So
there you go. There you go. Alrighty, guys, we're just rounding around an hour, and usually where we'd like to keep it somewhere in there. We'll answer questions for a couple more minutes. I really didn't get a chance to ask you, like, what else do you have coming up besides obviously washing vegetables?
Yeah, just closing the gardens for the year.
Is there a lot of stuff left to harvest?
I went out there and looked. There's a big snowdrift through the main garden, and there's still stuff out there. And actually, it didn't even get cold enough. Like, the chard is okay. Like, the beet greens are all still fine. The beets are fine that we didn't get picked. Even like some of the broccoli, I think, is fine. So, yeah, I mean, the snowdrift has to melt.
In this storm, we didn't get like a huge temperature drop.
No, it wasn't, and it snowed, so like that's insulating, and so, you know, snow's 32 degrees, and so I think we had a forecast of 19 degrees, but I didn't know if
I don't think it got that cold.
But even at that temperature, like, there was so much snow, like everything was super protected. So yeah, I just gotta wait for the big snowdrift. But I did go look at it the other day, and like I got most of, like, I picked all the cabbage, I dug all the carrots. There's still beets left.
Right.
I did want some kohlrabi the other day, last night for dinner, so I went and dug that out. I dug it out of a snowdrift. It was great.
Colin's Lawn Maintenance. Will the horses eat the same as cows? I'll give you a really quick formula if you like math. Basically, figure this: if an animal weighs
it's will they eat the same hay, not how much they eat.
Oh yeah, I didn't read that right.
Yes.
I was all excited about my formula. I wanted to give my AUM formula. If an animal weighs 1,000 pounds, it's going to eat 20 to 25 pounds of dry matter per day. So you can use that to figure out how much a grasshopper eats if you really want to, if you want to do the math.
But yes, we don't feed them separate hay.
No, they eat the same hay.
They eat the same hay.
Our horses are, okay. This is another conversation I had with the truck driver the other day. He has horses, and like his horses eat pasture grass.
Yeah, that's what horses
eat.
Yeah.
So
do ours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but some people's horses eat really, really good grass.
We can't afford horse.
I can't afford to eat. Yeah, can't afford.
I mean, that is like legitimately a question. Like, we ask, is this cow hay or horse hay? And like, if it's horse hay, nope, bye bye.
I'm out.
Keep scrolling.
$50 super chat there from Preston. Thank you very much, man.
You
You didn't have to do that. You guys put out some of the best content on YouTube. Love how educational and real it all is.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you want to see real, make sure you're watching Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, 4 p.m. Let's get that video up and going, because that is going to be a video that I think is going to open some people's eyes to the realities of the ranch. So not to give too much away, but it is going to be an interesting video coming up. So
if you're new, thank you guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed to Beyond the Ranch, please do. We appreciate you
We're
guys
coming
being
up on
here.
10,000 subscribers on Beyond the Ranch. You know, that's
we're-
good for a second channel, if you ask me.
Yeah, we're over 200 on our Wyoming Life, and thank you guys so much for being here and supporting us, and buying our product, and buying
And
jerky.
spreading the word, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you whatever happened to Brew?
Who's Brew?
Who's Brew? I miss Brew.
But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Like, I know there's been some comments about like there's too many ads and stuff. Like, we don't control that, but like that's how we get paid, and this takes a lot of our time. It is completely like the focus of our lives anymore, and it has been for years. But thank you so much too for buying our beef and our beef jerky, and thank you for everyone who's expressed interest in when we ship meat and stuff. Like, it's so nice to know that like we can create a product and we know that it's sold. Like,
yeah, very much
so many emails of like, when are you gonna ship? When are we gonna ship? We want to buy. We want to buy. Like,
yeah,
it's frustrating because it's like we don't. Be patient. I feel so much pressure. But I mean, we so appreciate that. Like, yeah, when that goes live, like, part of it's like, when do we have time to do this? Not like, I hope somebody buys something.
Yeah.
So it's such a different place than we were with our business a few years
I remember
ago.
when we first started talking about doing beef jerky, and it was like, a cow makes this much beef jerky. Do you think we can? Do you think there's enough interest to people will buy beef jerky for
Yeah.
And now it's like I can't keep beef jerky here.
Yeah, no, and like when we go get big shipments of beef jerky, and when we go pick up 30, 40 boxes of beef jerky and we haul it all up to the attic right over here, I'm always like, we're never going to sell all this. And now we're coming to, like, we only process beef jerky about once a year, and so like we're coming to the end of like our inventory, and like new inventory will be coming in soon and stuff, and it's like, oh wow, we're out of this, we're out of this, we're out of this. Like, I can't believe that we sell this much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did forget something. Thank you very much for reminding me. The straw hat, obviously we went to the black hat. The straw hat saw an untimely demise, basically, and that's thank you to this little one who decided that basically
Is it working?
really wasn't...
Oh, it is working.
Yeah, it's working. That it's right here. That's the picture they're seeing, Erin. Okay, now I broke it. Trying to show you a picture of Bean with my hat. I didn't take any video, honestly, of her with the hat, but we'll go back to that. So this is basically what the hat has become after Bean's doings.
She's was not a chewer as a puppy, and she's a year old now, and she's this summer gotten a bad habit of, we had a magnetic screen door so that the cats especially could come and go from the house, so I didn't have to open the door 37 times a day. And we're past screen door season, obviously, but Beans...
I should have just wore it in a video.
Beans gotten the bad habit of taking stuff outside and chewing stuff.
It doesn't even fit me anymore. What happened here?
I don't know what happened. She had fun. And yeah, she's eaten several baseball hats, and like we think we have everything picked up, and she'll find something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so I was trying to figure out what to do with the hat, and I told you guys about it. You didn't watch the video, so you don't know. But I was kind of talking about doing some sort of hold on, there we go. Some sort of auction type of deal for the hat for like a good cause or something, and then let that person decide what happens to the hat. Obviously, Bean jumped the gun and decided that she was going to take care of the hat for us.
Yep.
So now, I don't know if you have a good suggestion for the hat in this state.
I think it's done.
You think it's done?
I think it's
I guarantee somebody would want this. Somebody would say, "Send me the hat."
No, it's done.
It's
We're
done.
just going to throw it in the garbage.
Aaron's like, trash is trash.
Yeah. We're going to throw it in the garbage.
I don't know. It's
It's over.
it's over with. That hat is done for.
Still could have had one more season in it.
Maybe. Actually, I wore a ball cap quite a bit this summer, so I could have maybe made that one last another season. Maybe. So Thank you guys very much for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us this evening. Really do appreciate it. You can always get a hold of us, mail@ourwyominglife.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us there. Beef is on the way. It will be shipping soon. Make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter or become a Patreon supporter. You can do that for as little as $1 per month. And,
Give it to the goats.
What?
Give it to the goats.
You think they'll eat it?
I don't know.
They might. We'd have to take the...
I don't want to give it back to the dog. I don't want to encourage the bad habit.
And take the sweatband out of it, probably. Goats probably shouldn't eat
The
that.
summer hat's gross and sweaty, yeah.
This one isn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. It was a little gross.
It's a little gross.
But, yeah, so it's no good to anybody anymore.
Maybe the goats can get it. Watch the goat cam on the website.
Should I throw it out to the goats?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll make a goat cam thing of it. So, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us once again this evening. New video coming out on Wednesday, weekly vlog every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. if you feel up to doing
Mountain
that.
time.
Mountain time. New video due out on Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Mountain time.
Mountain time. And thank you very much for hanging out with us, guys. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to our moderators. What?
Live stream. Our next live stream will go to 6 p.m.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we follow daylight savings time.
Cool.
Yeah, so next one, November 7th, 6 p.m. Mountain time.
How do you know that?
Because somebody said daylight savings time ends.
Oh, okay. Cool. I thought you were like on top of things here. Somebody's just telling me.
I am really smart.
You are very smart. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, if there's wire in the brim, good point. There is wire in the brim. So
you can't give it to the goats?
well, we can take that out.
They're not super aggressive chewers yet.
That could come off, see?
Okay.
Look at that. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next time. When is the next one? Wednesday, November 7th, you said?
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Mountain.
Mountain time. We'll meet you back here. Thank you, guys. Take it easy. And